coming out of the old hairpin.
Oh no!
JC's going to send it? You bet he is. Oh, look at the Aston, just with the nice little battle here. Carrying huge speed through the crater curve.
Aston runs wide and he's in the grass.
Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Oh, almost side by side through there. Hello and welcome everyone. This is season 4, round 8 for Race on Oz. Last round we were on the continent, as they like to say. We were around the Temple of Speed. We're at Monza last round, but for the penultimate round of this season, we are back in the North American continent, if you like. We are at Laguna, Seca. This is the Pro Series. My name is Nick Kramer. I'm joined once again by Nige Guns. Nige, how are you tonight? Are you looking forward to this one?
Hey, mate. Yep, good to be here. I've been doing well, and yes, I am very excited for this. Laguna is one of my legendary favoured tracks, and having actually had the pleasure to visit there, it's brings back really good memories. So, yep, looking forward to this.
And tell us a little bit, just give us a quick little 60-second synopsis of your time at Laguna Seca. I've heard it all before, but I'm sure our viewers would love to hear about your time there. I'm a little bit jealous as well once you get into it.
Yeah, dude, it was autumn in September 98, and I was there for the week of the Champ Cars. Feels like going back in time. You could actually wander into the pits. Not during a race session, obviously, but I was there very early on the Saturday morning, qualifying day, and got close to some of the green boys, a couple of Aussies that were working Team Green at the time. Got pretty close to Dario Franchitti's car, but legendary track, and there's some great spots to see quite a lot of the action on track. But yeah, some great memories. I'll talk about that a bit more later on.
Brilliant. All right. So, yeah, you got a few good little stories that we can slot in there. I've been here as well, not on a race weekend. Just kind of walked around the circuit. It's a beautiful part of the world. California in general was quite nice. So we'll get into that a little bit later. In the meantime, we've got just under 9 minutes remaining, so we've got plenty of time if you're waiting for the action. So let's have a look at last time out for the Pro Boys. So it was a River Runs who took out what would have to be said was a dominating win. It was his second in 3 rounds. It was Vic Chan in the ICR McLaren who took home P2. And Eagle Wind, he had the early pit stop strategy, worked his way up through the field and managed to get the final step of the podium. So it was a good result for Pagnian, because Ty Morgo also finished 4th. So it was a P3 and P4 for the P&L boys. So they had a really good outing there at Monza. Coming in 5th was HSV, so another solid result for ICR. Your boys, Nige, they put in a good effort. Selby Acoustics Racing, so the highest runner there was Barters in P6. Slambo for Bruce Hull Racing in P7. Then Bounty, who had a birthday, I do believe, not just a few days ago. So happy birthday to Bounty. I don't know how old he turned, but I hope he enjoyed the day. So he had a P8 there at Monza. Brenticles for P&L in P9. And then K-Man had another solid result for Selby Acoustics Racing. He brought home his Bentley in P10. So that was last time out at Monza. What were your thoughts on the race, Nige? It was a race of strategy, I thought, last time out.
Yeah, it was an exceptional performance from all the Pro Boys at Monza. A place known for carnage, and I don't believe there was a little bit of a love tap through turn 1 and 2 last time, but apart from that, it was exemplary from the boys. So yeah, everyone gets into a rhythm, and it means that the strategy and the execution is even more important when no one is making mistakes.
Yeah, so you're spot on. Turn 1 at Monza can always be a little bit of a crapshoot, if you like. But we didn't see any heroics in there. We saw some great battles between Gazza and K-Man. I think they would have enjoyed their time last round. I think Wheezy, he had a spin early on, so that relegated him towards the back. And JJ Penguin probably had, I think, probably easily the worst round I've ever seen him have. So hopefully he can make up for that this week. He finished P18 last time, so I'm sure we want to be rectifying that. All right, so it's everyone's favourite part of the stream. We're about to do the standings. These standings are brought to you, as is this graphic, by the one and only Andrali. So here it comes. So this is the teams championship as of the end of round 7, I believe. We're in round 8. So we'll quickly go through that. Let's see if your boys can get off the bottom of the ladder there, Nige, for ICR. We'll see where they end up. And a nice
We've got other priorities.
You're building for next year.
No, we've got our eye on a different title this season.
Oh, right. Okay, is it of the wooden variety?
No, negative. It is a golden rod.
Oh, okay. Yep, right. Yep. Okay, same sort of deal. And it looks like you guys are sort of hovering down there. So Bruce Hale Racing finally got it out. They got a nice logo, a new logo on there as well. And as you can see, it is tight at the top. So BHR 1,084 points to P&L 1,033. Third place is Selby Acoustics. They've had a good season, I reckon. Selby Acoustics Racing. Yep. They've been pretty good. Yep. Gamesman Racing Team hot on their heels in 4th, and then ICR down the bottom there on 863. So we'll see if they can get a nice little haul of points tonight and next week. Let's have a look at the driver standings. So the last time we were out, I think it was who was it? It was Stu Carr was up there. Bruce Hale Racing is just all over this at the moment. Let's see how it all shakes out. So Vic Chan's obviously up there. Footner, he's absolutely dominating performances so far since joining the league, joining Pro Division. He's killing it. And let's have a look, see where it all shakes out. Looks like Footner is out in front. So 144 points. Vic Chan not far behind on 138. Stu Carr, 134. And A River Runs, 132. So it is tight at the top. It's still all to play for. With one round left after this one. It's the Imola Enduro next week. We are T-minus 4 minutes away, so we are almost ready to rock and roll with this one. Let's get to the track. Luke, so it's an 11 turn, 3.6 kilometre track. Has a 55 metre elevation change throughout, especially going up towards the corkscrew. Keys to the circuit. We had a quick chat about this off air, Nige. It would be the Andretti hairpin, the double apex left-handed through there. Sausage curbs. There's a lot of them, and they're lethal around here. The corkscrew, so getting it right, the blind entry into there, and then cutting that second half of the corkscrew as you go through turn 8As, they like to refer it to. Braking markers, they're unique. They're on the ground. They're 3, 2, 1, and a lot of the braking points are generally the 2 marker. And rhythm, it's unrelenting, this track. It does not stop. There's barely a straight on there. It's important that once you get that rhythm, you keep it. But if you do fall out of rhythm, it's about getting it back. So what are your thoughts on those, Nige, and your personal thoughts on the track as well?
Look, this it's a pretty smooth track, so you want to keep your minimum speeds up a lot, and the more you can do that, the more challenging it is and the more precise you have to be. There are some incredible corners on this track. I'm a bit old school, so it's only a 10-corner track for me. Turn 1's obviously the hairpin. Turn 2, turn 3, nice fast corner. Turn 4, it's heading up the hill, but turn 5 is the first rip snorter. It is action aplenty through there every lap. So you can cruise it, brake a little bit early, you can go a little bit late, but you have to absolutely miss the sausage on the inside apex. But the ripple strip on the corner exit, there's plenty of it, and that's heading up the hill. and then the rest of it you're holding on, just trying to maintain as much speed as you can. So anyone who hasn't got a setup really dialed in that they're comfortable with is going to be in for a long hour.
And it's there's not a lot of tarmac runoff here as well, so it is that old school dirt runoff, if you like. So it's you make a mistake, you will be punished pretty severely around here as well. So I do like that aspect of it, because it's a lot of the new tracks don't really have that. So I'm looking forward to it. The Andretti the Andretti hairpin, obviously named after the one and only Mario Andretti, but just it'll be interesting to see at the start of the race. Obviously, you can use the throttle to turn the car through there, which can risk obviously turning it around if you get on the gas too early and you don't have your traction control set properly. And yeah, especially sort of once that red mist descends at the start of the race as well. So we'll see a bit of action through there, a lot of short shifting, I'd imagine, coming out of there. And yeah, the sausage curbs, as you talked about, they are pretty lethal, especially around turn 5. But the turns with them 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. So we'll have to we'll keep an eye out for that. We're about 20 seconds away. Welcome to everyone in the chat as well. So thank you very much for joining us. I see Big Les in there. Andrelli, looks like K-Man's got his internet fixed. So that's great news to hear. Paul Ince is in there. Who we got? Troy Britnell. I've never seen Troy Britnell. So good day to Troy. Stuart Barkley, that's a familiar face in there as well. So yeah, welcome one and all. Thank you very much for joining us. And yeah, hopefully we can see we get a good show tonight. And I think we will. Laguna Seca is usually pretty conducive to some cracking racing. So where are we? We're 2 minutes away, so it looks like qualifying's finished. There are the times. Anything surprise you there? Slambo on top with a 122 flat there, Nige. Anything of note that you've noticed?
No, other than the fact that some guys were pushing very, very hard, either just sussing out the grip levels in the server once it's been rebooted, but the Porsches should be very strong around here. Expect them to be up there, as well as the usual suspects, and we are underway here in quali. So shorter lap. They'll probably, some guys might actually try and do 3 stints in quali tonight, running as little fuel as possible. Temperatures are pretty decent, so it shouldn't take too long to get all the pressures up.
Alright, so plenty of cars making their way out on the track right now. So I think it's HSV who's leading us away, 552, but most drivers are starting to come out now. River Runs. Saw that a lot of the front runners, the rear-engined cars as well, seem to go pretty well around here. One of those drivers is River Runs. He's in the rear-engined Ferrari. So you were saying that you did some laps in the Porsche and you just said it just felt right. It was quite enjoyable to drive.
Yeah, I hadn't turned any laps around here for a long while and hadn't turned any laps in the Porsche for even longer. And it just felt good straight out of the box. And when that happens, you know that you've got a good, favourable BOP and you can just take your time to dial in the setup. And it's such a rhythm track. Yeah. You need to just trust yourself to get into a rhythm and not go anywhere near overdriving it. It's going to be very, very interesting for all the guys once they've got a whole heap of cars around them, because that's obviously the best way to have your rhythm broken, and we'll see who comes out on top. All
right, well, HSV is going to set the first marker. So we did see 122 flat by Slambo was the time to beat in practice. So we'll see if he can get anywhere near that. But pretty much all drivers out on track. It's just the 15-minute qualifying session, 60-minute race for Race on Oz. So we'll get this qualifying out of the way, and then we're going to get into the 60 minutes of Laguna Seca. As we see, this is HSV just making his way up Rahal Straight, named after the one and only Bobby Rahal, as he goes through the corkscrew for the first time. Went a little bit deep through there, a little bit untidy for him. Could have possibly invalidated his lap. We'll have to wait and see. But the truck is full. There's only one car in the pits. That's Brett Want, who I think is starting to make his way out onto the circuit now. So that'll be everyone on the truck. So it's going to be pretty busy. We'll try and keep abreast of all of the action. But here's HSV for ICR. He's going to make his way to the line. I think it's his second race in the Pro Series. I think he might have invalidated his lap through the corkscrew there.
Yep.
And a river runs. He comes across the line as well. Just trying to... we've got Slambo in the Porsche. Oh, I don't know about that connection there. Who else do we have? Adman. He was up there in practice in the Porsche as well, so they're looking quite strong. ROOZ in that Aston Martin of his. What else do we have out there? 2:26. This is Brenchkels for P&L. He sets a time that's good enough for P8 right now. His teammate Ty Morgo. And the other P&L Bentley. He's just going to go off and set a lap now. What about Aaron for Selby Acoustics Racing? Let's see what he can do. So it's obviously a Bentley heavy field. But I'm not too sure if this circuit's really going to suit the big bad Bentleys tonight. It might be more of a Porsche, Ferrari, McLaren field, but we'll have to wait and see. JJ Penguin, a good time. Good to see him back up there in P3 for now. And here's Brett Want. I think this might be his in lap.
Oh, that bodes well for JJ to have a decent lap, decent banker on board. 10.5 minutes left.
Well, he left it pretty late last round in Monza, so he got it in the dying seconds, but the race turned pretty nasty for him pretty quickly. Hopefully he doesn't get a repeat of that tonight. Going for 555. His bounty, the birthday, well, posthumous birthday anyway. What about Wheezy Weston? So he didn't have a great result in Monza last round. We'll see what he can do in the P&L McLaren. It's good enough for P12 right now. Got a few, just 3 drivers that have yet to set a time. One of them is Ty Morgo. Let's see what he can do. It's a 1:22.6 is the time to beat right now from a River Runs. Ty Morgo gets pretty close to that with just a second above that. So we'll see if he can better that. Here comes Aaron, one of only 3 drivers yet to set a time. And he's going to have to go around again. All right, this is Brett Want just coming through. That's through turn 10. So one of the infamous corners with a sausage curb there, so very important not to cut it. It's left-hander. It's a tricky one, isn't it, the final turn there, Nige? That left-hander as you come through, just getting the car settled for the to the run onto the main straight, or if you could call it a straight.
Yep, no doubt. There's some guys really trying to open it up by using the ripple strip on the outside on entry. You want to nail that apex. I know some cars are going to be able to use a little bit more curb on the inside than others, so it's going to be hairy if some of them are closer to each other. Close to the top, less than 2/10 in it, and then it's almost a second back to Slambo in P3. So Vic's just bailed on his first run. No, he's decided to get River out of his toe. No freebies tonight.
All right, well, we only have next round to go, so it's all to play for. Right now, they're very close in the driver's standings as well, so not wanting to give either an advantage. We see a Mercedes there. It might be JJ Penguin just getting out of the way. But K-Man goes up to P3, so that internet is certainly working. He's put his Selby Acoustics Racing Bentley right up there in contention. The man who's first out on track, HSV, and he's the last one who's going to set a time. So might have been having some difficulties in terms of validating his lap. Let's see.
Good, all the double O's are rising to the top. The top 4 are all double O's.
Look at that. A little bit of numerology there. HSV, he's still yet to set a time. We only have... we've got just under 8 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Vic Chan, he's going to go on another run now. Eagle Wind is out there. Let's get on board with Vic Chan. Let's go for a quick little lap with him. Let's walk us through it. Nige, give us the lowdown on the Vic Chan lap.
Yep, so turn 2. There's the hill. Up on the inside of the track. Turn 3, early apex. Use all the exit. Floor it. Up to turn 4. Wide apex. Yeah, you've minimal braking into this one. Carry the speed. He's drifting out.
Oh, no!
And he's around. Yep. That is one of the highlights of this track. That is one of the danger spots. You just drop a wheel over the edge and around she goes. And I was just looking at the ride height on Vic's car. It looks like he's got the front very, very low. So it'll be interesting to see how much these guys had to max out their setups for speed and how consistent and stable they'll be in race conditions.
All right, well, we don't often see him making mistakes, so maybe it's just a little bug that he needs to work out with that setup right now. He doesn't have much time to do it, though, with just over 6 minutes remaining. HSV still yet to set a lap. We'll have to wait for him to go one more time around. Burrow Dog, he's up there in P6. We have the 555 of Bounty. He's just gone into the pit, so I'll get off him. What about Bard is in the Lamborghini? He was looking fast in practice, but hasn't quite yet translated into qualifying yet. And he's going to remain down there in P12 for now. Who else do we have? Slambo's out there. He's a 2-time race winner this season. He's had an excellent season 4 in that Bruce Hale Racing Porsche. Let's see if he can add win number 3. He's currently in P3 right now. Let's see as he crosses the line. He still remains in P3 right there. What about Brent Watt? He's coming around the final turn now in that Bruce Hale Racing McLaren. He's currently P17. That is where he will remain for now as well. What about Fly? For Games and Racing Team, that Ferrari down in 14th, going for the short run to the line. Doesn't improve on his time, so he'll remain in P14. We've got Vic Chan, he's back out there. Let's see, I might jump on board with him again, Nigel. We'll go again, hey? Okay. We'll have another go at it.
Yep, sweet. So heading down into turn 1, late on the brakes. Trail brake all the way into the first apex, open her up, let her drift through, a bit of gas, maybe a short shift. Oh, he stayed in first a long time then, up to turn 2. Nail this apex. It is a fraction wide, but maybe that's carrying a bit more speed. That was good. Use all the exit curb. And let's see how he goes through turn 4 this time. GRT car on the outside. He's a little wide, so he's lost a little bit of speed, but here we go. Up the hill. This is the crucial one. Mind the sausage. Use the exit. Up the hill. Feels like you're taking off as you head up the hill. Into the corkscrew. Early on the gas. And here we go, down the hill. Yep, nice line through there. Early braking, carry speed, let it drift out. He's going to use all this curb on entry into the last corner. Quite a bit of curb. Oh, that looks good. So it was clean. Let's see how quick it was. 20, 21, 22. Okay, so he's still getting up to speed. Yeah, so not his fastest time there. We'll go again, though. He's got plenty of time. He's got 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. It's a River Runs, though, with a 1:22.2, who's currently a pole sitter. Eagle Wind, he's down there in P13. He's just been pipped. I think Aaron just moved up into P12. Let's see if Eagle Wind can take that position back. No, he can't for now. What about Slambo? He's in P3 as we speak, with just under 3 minutes left in this qualifying session. It's round 8 of season 4. This is the Pro Division. Looks like he's about to set off on a lap. We might follow him for a little bit. Track is still full. So we've got every driver out there using the last remaining minutes of this one to get us high up. But at the moment, it's a River Runs in the Ferrari. Vic Chan P2. This man, Slambo, P3. K-Man having another solid outing, P4. And Barters in P5. So good for Selby Acoustics Racing there. Wheezy
Good to see him right up there challenging in the top 6. Burra, JJ Penguin, Bruce, and Tide Morgo round out the top 10. So let's see where this man can end up. Slambo bagging. It's a 122.7 right now that he's sitting on. Let's see how far up he can get. Lots of action happening in the chat as well, so welcome to everyone. Got a few guys talking about Vic's lap. He might have run a little bit wide there. He does make it look very easy, Pesky. I agree with that. And yeah, these guys are very late breakers as well. So some of the best going around. And we talked about those brake markers on the ground, a little bit unique for the Laguna Seca circuit. Laguna Seca means in Spanish dry lagoon. They put a artificial lagoon in there in 1988. Slambo remains P3. So yeah, that was all part of the redevelopment. What about Brenchkills for P&L? What can he do? P14. That's where he will remain for now. Bounty. And one of your boys, ICR. You going to cheer him home hard tonight, Nige?
Oh, yeah. They'll be gunning for glory as ever.
Alright. What about K-Man?
Oh, Slambo's round in the wall.
Oh, whereabouts?
On the exit of 3.
Yep.
And he's done.
Yeah, he's
Slambo P3 on the grid. And he's less than a 10th back. So it's looking good for BHR, boys. 3 of the top 4.
Vic, he's on his final lap. We're down to the last 33 seconds in this one. Adman, he's moved his way up. He was sitting in about 12th position. He was high up in the practice session as well. He's down there in P4. So good, strong position for him. Clock is counting down. T-minus 20 seconds. K-Man's out there. We'll get back to... This is Eagle Wind. He's coming up. There's a few drivers in the pits already. So a few guys have called it. They won't be going out again. Eagle Wind. That will be his final lap. He'll start now. We've got 4, 6, 5. This is Aaron. Oh, he's called it quits as well. That's the time up. We've got Brenchkills still out there. There's only a handful of cars remaining.
And Vic's done.
Yeah. So Vic is finished. Who else? Wheezy's out there. Let's see if he can snag a couple more positions in the dying moments of this one. And who we got? 172. So Adman's out there. We'll see if he's going on another lap. Let's see what Wheezy can do though. He's on row 4 as we speak. And he moves up to P5. So nice work from Wheezy Weston in that P&L McLaren. And then we've got Adman out there as well, just coming around for the final lap. We might just keep it on him. We've got... we've only got a minute and a half left, so I want to make sure we've got the camera at the front. Adman doesn't move up any further. He'll start on... No, he'll start on the second row of the grid. So P3. It's a strong result from him. But it's that man again, a River Runs, who's taken pole position. Congratulations to him for Bruce Hale Racing. He's taken pole from Vic Chan. So 2 very familiar names that we see out in front there. And Adman, I think that might be one of his strongest qualifying sessions for the season. Slambo again. So Bruce Hale Racing, very, very strong lineup. Wheezy Weston, that's one of his best qualifying for a while. JJ, barely saw anything of him there in P6. K-Man, strong result for him. P7. Barters as well, his teammate in the Lamborghini. Burradog. So I wonder who Adman's son's going to be cheering on tonight. His dad's doing pretty good right now. Bruce down there in P10. Ty Morgo for P&L. He's down there in P11. Then you got Brenchkills. Bring it home in P12. HSV. So good result for him in P13. Aaron down there in P14. Eagle Wind. So it'd be interesting to see what he can do from the back of the field there. He's followed by Bounty, then Fly, and then at the rear of the field is the... it's a Bruce Hale Racing sandwich of a grid. It's a P1 and 18 for the... for the Bruce Hale Racing boys. Nige, what were your thoughts on qualifying? Are you there, Nige? Nige, can you hear me?
can. Sorry, dude. I had to jump into the pits myself. So the excitement was too much. Awesome job from Addy. So that's Porsche's quick around here. 453, 483. This is looking really good. Wheezy, JJ, K-Man's up there as well. So K-Man, the best of the Bentleys. Barters has got the Lambo up there. Yeah, this is looking really good.
Yeah, so we've got the top 5 are all rear-engined cars too. So the first of the front engine is JJ down there in P6, and then followed by K-Man in P7. So it's looking like it's a rear-engined car track tonight. We've got 60 minutes ahead of us though, so anything can happen over that race distance, which we're going to get underway in just over 90 seconds. Yeah, this is going to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to this. It's as we talked about, it's an unrelenting track. So just getting into that rhythm is going to be crucial. But then even more crucial is going to be keeping it as well. Be interesting. What are we thinking of potential pit strategies tonight, Nigel? Do you have anything in mind? Is there any strategies particular that you like to use on this circuit?
It's pretty personal. Some guys are able to run with the heavier fuel a lot better than some of the others. So obviously it's to your advantage to start with as much fuel on board and minimize your stationary time in the pits. But if you're in the top 3 rows, I think you're going to have probably 70, 80 litres minimum on board, and you're just going to wait and see how the race develops. I would say anyone who's further back, if they are feeling impatient, they'll dive into the pits as soon as they can. But it is tough around here. It's probably not a bad idea just to see how the race develops for the first couple of laps and if anyone falls off the track ahead of you. But this is looking good. We've got the GRT boys are looking good. So we've got 3 GRT cars in the top 5 rows. And obviously BHR looking super strong. SAR has taken a clean sweep of the 4th row. But here we go.
Yeah. So just
I can hear the engines turning over.
Yeah, we're about to get this one get away on the warm-up lap. So quite a few guys in the chat. Pesky one cheering on Wheezy. Who we got? A few guys. So it looks like there's a few guys in there catching up, which is really good. So Stu Barkley's in there. Gaming Clips, he's cheering on GRT. Stuart Barkley saying that BHR looking good again. Let's go, lads. Pesky one, first lap through the corkscrew. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm more interested to see how they go through the Andretti hairpin there on the first one. Stuart Barkley's cheering on JJ. Hope he has a good night. Deserves a little bit of luck. I agree with that. HSV, 4 of my laps invalid because I went too fast out of pit lane. Ah, okay. So that's why he was struggling to get a lap in there. So
yeah. A bit more practice should take care of that one.
Who else? So yeah, so a lot of action in there. So thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. Throw us a like and a subscribe as well. So we've got plenty of action on the channel. The Pro-Am. I think some of these boys are racing Porsches as well on Thursday nights. I don't know. I think JJ streams that. So yeah. But anyway, give us a like and a subscribe. It helps out the channel. All right. So they're making their way through the where are they coming up now? Just at the back of the circuit now towards the corkscrew. Look at that.
Yep, up the hill.
Yeah. So give us a little bit more insight. You said that you could see 60% of the track roughly where you were when you visited this track, Nige.
Yeah. If you just draw a straight line between turn 3 and the corkscrew, it's not a long walk, but it is a pretty steep hill. You can see a huge amount of the track. So I'd sit in the middle and watch the start of the race, and then wander up. This is champ cars, so open wheelers. Then they were big and heavy and super fast. And we'll just wander up to the corkscrew and then see them appear as they're turning into the first apex. And for spectators, it is an awesome track. But we're obviously I'm going to stick it out with Chopper Cam to see the start of this one, but we are getting close.
All right, here we go. So they're all gridding up now. Gaming Eclipse is all over Klaus, the engineer. So we're going to wait for Klaus to tell us that the colour has turned to green, and then it's going to be 60 minutes of Laguna Seca. So just coming around the final turn. These boys do an excellent job every round. Oh, as I say that, that was 306. That was, I think, JJ gone off in the background there, but we're going to get this one underway anyway without him. There it is. It's green, green, green. Let's go racing. 60 minutes of Laguna Seca. Looks like our River Run's got a good start in there. This is Adman going up the inside of Vic Chan. He's trying to take him for position. Slambo's got a cracking start in there. Wheezy's in there too. Barter's in the Lamborghini. So a good, clean start for everyone through there. It looks like we've got someone in the pits. I think that might be JJ. We'll get to that in a moment, but it looks like everyone's managed to get through nice and clean. As we get the timing screen just freaking out a little bit, but it's a River Runs leading from Slambo, leading from Vic Chan. Then you've got the Adman in the Porsche and Wheezy Western making up the top 5 as they head up through turn 6, and they're going to make their way through the corkscrew for the first time tonight. Let's see how everyone traverses through there. A River's going to get there first.
Oh, Slambo almost nailed the back of River's car. I'm still got one eye on JJ, and we might get a restart. I don't know what actually happened. It looked like one of the SAR boys was disconnecting or having connection issues before the last corner. Okay. But they're still going for now.
All right, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But right now, it's a River Runs. He's sprinting, trying to sprint away from Slambo Baggin. But Vic Chan, he's dropped a spot. So he's sitting behind Slambo in that Porsche. And he's got another Porsche behind him of Adman. So Slambo Baggin trying to break up nice and close to that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're right,
disconnect.
Yeah,
reboot.
Right. Cool.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, we can all breathe.
We're just getting into it as well. All right, that's okay. So these things happen. This is sim racing. Let's go. No, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. All right. Well, we can take a little break, and we can get back into it after this. But that was a good start. It was a good start from Slambo there. He moved up a spot. Took Vic Chan through the Andretti hairpin there. But we're going to have to restart. So shouldn't hopefully it won't take too long. It usually doesn't.
That was strange because they all looked like they were fully ready to go, and then, as I said, one of the SAR cars looked stuck, semi-submerged into the track. So I don't know whether someone disconnected, but yeah, it looked like on the map it looked like JJ had bailed back to the pits, but he was actually on the outside of the last corner. So I'm not sure. I'm just scanning the Discord to find out what happened. Quite a few of the drivers are as confused as we are, Nick.
Yeah, well, I saw him. He was just pulled over to the side at the final turn, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Paul Ince, helicopter view for the first lap. We are going to do the helicopter view for the first lap. Looks like K-Man's the first one in there. He's doing some laps. No, this is actually, I think I'm in the wrong server. Get out of there. That wasn't K-Man. That was someone else. All right. Yeah, we'll have a bit more options as far as the camera angles go on the restart as well. So that was my plan. Yeah, sorry.
The camera angles are very, very good around this track. Some of them are the trackside cameras are actually drone cameras, so they're actually panning as the cars come up the hill. Yeah.
I think this is the right one now. Yeah, hopefully this is the right lobby that I'm in now. Should be. Let me check it out in a second.
Nice anticlimax.
I was going to say,
get comfy and go again.
All right, so I'm in the right one. Looks like we've got about 16 in there now. So we had 18 starters. We've got 4 minutes left before this one gets back underway. Well, it was a good start. At least everyone managed to get through. That's the main thing. We didn't see anyone, but Pauline's saying that you love the drones, Nige. Do you like the? Is there something that I'm missing there? You love the drones?
I like the creative quality content is what I like. So and anything that really helps us to just see the cars in action. And there was what I saw was a drone flying up the hill, looking back down the track, seeing the cars attack turn 4, turn 5, and that's you just. When the cameras can actually follow and move with the cars, you just get a better sense of the speed and obviously how close they can be.
Well, can't argue with that. That's, we want to see the cars in the best light and the best angles as well. And obviously, something that sim racing can provide. You have a bit more creativity with your camera angles and sort of your different options that you have available to you. And I think the camera angles are available in this game are pretty good as well. All up, given what's available, I think they're pretty good. All right, well, 3 minutes remaining. The qualifying, just to give you a quick rundown, it was a river. He took the P1, Vic Chan, Adman, Slambo, Wheezy, JJ, K-Man, Barters and Burra, and then Bruise was round out top 10. Then it was Ty Morgo, Brenticles, HSV, Aaron, Eagle, Bounty, Fly, and Brent White rounded out the top 18. Good to see we've got another strong outing as well of 18 cars. But we're going to wait for them just under 2.5 minutes now before we go back and get back out there, do the formation lap, and then the 60 minutes of Laguna Seca is going to happen. What were your first initial thoughts, though, there, Nige, of the race? It was interesting to see Vic Chan lose the spot to Slambo in the beginning.
Yeah, mind games are plenty going on, and especially just testing the guys out, like Slambo, big cojones to go deep, go to the outside. I don't know how much grip there is that wide in Andretti, but what have you got to lose? There's 2 races to go. BHR's looking sweet. Let's go for glory.
Just have a dip, throw it in there, and
have a dip.
Have a crack. Got nothing to lose. We'll see how we go. All right. Shame that Big Les can't insert a hot lap commentary here. Well, it's a shame that he can't do it here, but I'm going to give a shameless plug. Go to Woe tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. You can hear Big Les do his lap. Got a little special graphic organised for him tomorrow night as well. So tune in if you haven't already. Boys are back this week, and we will be back in 1 minute as well. So we've got 60 seconds on the clock. All right, I think we've said just about everything we've said. We can't really pad it out much further. I guess we can talk a little bit about... we've talked a little bit about the corner. So Andretti, Ray Hall Straight, the Corkscrew. The other one's Rainey Curve as well. So that was named after the famous Wayne Rainey. He's a nearby resident, nearby Salinas in California. So named after him, Wayne Rainey, the 500cc Grand Prix motorcycle champion. But tell us, why were you there at the track, Nige? Why did you go to the Laguna Seca? What brought you there?
I was working in the States. I was based on the East Coast, and we'd been touring, and I just happened to have a week off. We finished up in San Fran, and so I just hired a car and drove down to Monterey Bay. It's a beautiful part of the world. I really like that, from basically there anywhere north in California and then heading up in Canada. Pretty special. I think it's the first time I've ever spent some decent amount of time on any west coast of a continent. So obviously your orientation to the sun and everything else is quite a bit different.
Yeah.
But I was a huge fan of the Champ cars back in the day. and they were absolute beasts of cars. And of course, it was a September race, so it was autumn. The weather was absolutely perfect. And it was only a month later that the Cham car was coming to surfers, and the Chip Ganassi team was absolutely ruling the roost in that time. Zanardi and Vassar. 98, the year that I was there was the year that Zanardi won the championship. Brian Herder actually won the race.
Yeah.
And it was the year before that Zanardi actually launched it on the inside of Herder into the corkscrew. That when for the win, where he's actually he's gone too deep into the corkscrew, run through, cut the corner, and obviously you wouldn't get away with that these days. But I mean, that was probably the pinnacle of Zanardi's open wheeler racing career those couple of years. So pretty special to have seen him in action.
He was unstoppable because he went to Formula One not long after that in Williams. Didn't do as well in F1 as he did in IndyCar, but yeah, Chip Ganassi, they had the Target livery on there and the yellow sort of like lightning bolts down the side. So I do remember that, and we were talking about it. I said one of the memories that sticks out the most for me was '97. It's Jimmy Vassar and Alex Zanardi. So the year before you were there, Nige, they collided post-race. It was a very gentle collision, but it's something I've never seen in a race before then or after that. But that was the one thing that really stuck out. Whenever I think of Laguna Seca, I always think of that. So it's weird the stuff that you remember. But anyway. All right, so these boys... Oh, here we go. I better... they're back. All right, so they're on their warm-up lap right now. So they'll use this to get their position sorted. They'll do one more lap around, and then we'll get started. All right, Chris Riggs, keep up the killer commentary, lads. We'll be listening while I drive to work. I hope you're only listening. Don't watch while you drive to work. Do not encourage that at all. But thanks for that. Who we got? Humble Nige, lucky 1BA. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Looks like Stu Barkley. He's just getting his setup sorted, tuning around, and tyre pressures, small mistake, cost bulk time, all the different. Maybe he's talking about something else there. I think they were talking about different games and stuff. All right, that's all good. Cool. All right. Well, they're going to just sort themselves out. Looks like everyone is doing this. We've had to do this a couple of times this season, but nothing too bad. But you know what that means? We can do some helicopter cam. This would probably be a good one to jump on board with. JJ was P6, I believe. Oops. Gonna have to wait for him to go around. Now I think they'll go this lap, I do believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright,
yep.
Cool. So they're going side by side. About to come around through the final turn, and we're going to get this one started again. So it's 4:08 PM local time. Might get a little bit dark towards the end of this one after 60 minutes is all done. So here we go, making their way up to the start finish line, 2 by 2, side by side. Klaus is going to give us the green. Here we go. The race start has started. No. Here we go. There it is. So we're back under racing. And this is the 60 minutes of Laguna Seca. Looks like Slambo going deep on the brakes again into turn 1. Wheezy Weston just on the inside there, going side by side with JJ. Looks like everyone's managed to get through without any dramas. JJ moves up a spot there in front of Wheezy. Everyone at the back of the field there looks like they got through all right as well. The timing screen just doing a little bit of a freak out with Adman here. He's just behind Vic Chan. Looks like Slambo's been able to jump him again at the start. So Slambo taking advantage of the opening minutes of this one. So it's Bruce Hale Racing 1-2. It's a river. Ooh, gets a little bit wide there coming out of turn 6. Slambo's going to have a go at the corkscrew. He's going to send it. He does. He goes up the inside. River gives him plenty of room, and Slambo takes the lead through the corkscrew. So great move. He moved up a couple of spots in the initial start, and he's done the same thing again. So he's got nothing to lose, and he inherits the lead. This is Vic Chan in P3. Adman's still there in P4. So Slambo's going to lead us around for the first time. JJ's in the pits. I wonder if that's a scheduled stop for him, or if that might be some damage that he might have suffered. I'm not too sure. I didn't see anything. Let's wait and see. Here we go, camera one. Alright, let's have a look through everyone else. But Slambo leading from the river runs. Vic Chan, Adman and Wheezy in P5. Got a couple of cars down the field there. This is ROOZ and Barters going at it. He's got Brenticles tucked up behind him. So come through turn 4. So trying to avoid that sausage curb at all costs. Have a look at Wheezy. He's right all over. He's all over the back of Adman in the Porsche. So 2 rear-engined cars. Top 5 drivers are all rear-engined. So it's looking like that's the car to beat. We'll do a bit more Halicam shortly. Just want to try and get through everyone, just the opening minutes of here. Alright,
so mighty strange. That was super strange at the beginning. Vic was absolutely alongside River this time, and he just didn't go. So River got the jump and was gone, and then Slambo around the outside, exactly the same as the practice start. If not, he got him even earlier. And River just had a little bit of a mistake. He ran a bit wide, turn 5 up the hill. But it also looked like there might have been some tactics to just let Slambo go. So BHR might be doing it so comfortably that they are in fact executing team orders.
Well, we've had a lot of pit stops as well already happen, Nige. So in terms of when you're talking strategy, JJ, Ty Morgo, Eaglewind and Bounty have all made a stop on the opening lap of this one. So we've seen early stops happen last round in Monza. It's already happened again here in Laguna Seca. So we're going to keep an eye on those guys. They're all 4 fast drivers as well, kind of be coming up from the rear of the field. In the meantime, though, it's Slambo leading it by 1.3 seconds from the river runs. So that's he's sort of just drifting away from him now. Vic Chan's 8 or half a second behind a river as they come through the corkscrew. So yeah, it looks like Vic Chan had a nice line through there. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those other guys as I just update my notes, and Bounty as well. So 4 stoppers already. Okay, let's have a quick look through the field. Bruce, he's one of the closest drivers out on track right now. That 1.4 second gap, so Slambo is feeling it right now. He's feeling very comfortable. Let's see if a river can hang with him, and if this maybe alters any strategies as well. As we see this man here, Brenticles, he comes into the pits, so he's making another early stop. And Bruce, he's all over the back of the Lamborghini of Barters from Selby Acoustics Racing as they come through the Andretti hairpin. Let's see what the Sol Aston Martin in the field can do. Front engine car versus rear engine car. This will be a nice little battle between them. What are you thinking about the early pit stops, Nige?
Okay, so I just happened to be on board with JJ. 56 seconds from pit entry to pit exit, and he was stationary. It was about 4 seconds, so that's about the absolute minimum time by the time the car comes to a stop, gets launched up on the jacks. HSV making a move on someone up to turn 5.
Here we go. So he's able to go up the inside. Runs a little bit wide there, but I don't think that's enough to let fly through again. So nice move by HSV. He moves up into P9. I think that was Burrow Dog that he was getting past there in the GRT Bentley. So he's having a good start there. HSV started P13. He's already moved his way up into P9. So good start for the ICR driver. Back in the meantime, though, Bruce, he's still just 3/10 behind Barters in that Lamborghini. In the meantime, Slambo, he's walking away with it. 1.8 seconds, the difference between him and a river runs. Vic Chan's 5/10 behind a river in P3. And then Adman, he's a further 3 seconds behind Vic Chan in P4. So a decent gap between Vic and Adman, but it's pretty close between him and a River Runs as we pick up Vic coming through.
Oh, Eddie, River's off. River's off.
Oh, that was just that was coming through turn 4. I think we're waiting for the cameraman to catch
He had
up.
a huge wobble on entry, and he's had to correct it, and it's unbalanced the car, and he's run wide. He's kept it off the wall, and it looks like he's only lost the one position. Oh, and then Vic's just run a little bit wide on the exit of turn 5, so interesting. I got a feeling that Slambo's going to have a lot less fuel on board compared to Vic and River, but River with the first mistake of the evening.
Okay, so that's I was thinking the same thing. Maybe Slambo has a little bit less fuel in there. Here we go. Have a look at Wheezy Weston. I feel like he wants to have
Bruce is off at the corkscrew.
Oh, I just picked it up late. Doesn't look like he has any damage there. K-Man's ducked into the pits in the meantime as well. So Bruce, he's right behind. That looks like it's that is Brett Want in that Bruce Hale Racing McLaren. Wheezy Weston in the meantime, he's starting to get closer and closer behind that big rear wing of the Porsche of Adman for Bruce Hale Racing. Got River Runs there in the foreground. But yeah, K-Man and Aaron, so both Selby Acoustics Racing drivers coming into the pits early as well. So it's looking like the early stops are the preferred strategy right now. See what Wheezy can do. I'd say he'd really want to get a good result. His last couple of races probably haven't been where he wants them to be. Whoa, he runs very wide through turn 6. Sorry, yeah, through turn 6. So almost got it too loose through there. He's run a bit deep into the corkscrew. So rhythm, it's what we talked about earlier. Finding it, keeping it, and then finding it again if you lose it. And it looks like he's given Adman a little bit of, he's released the pressure a little bit on the Porsche right now, but he's got to keep an eye on Barters, who's just looming behind him there in the Lamborghini. So you have to keep one eye forward and one eye on the mirrors behind him. Field spread out a little bit now. Vic Chan, he's 2.8 seconds behind Slambo. So Slambo just walking away right now in that Porsche.
Sorry, Nick. That's the first lap that Vic's actually gone quicker than Slambo that time by.
Okay. Alright, so he might be... Oh, it says it's 3 seconds on the timing, but that might not be accurate. Well, he can see him. We can see the visual gap anyway between him and Slambo. So we'll see if Vic can find his rhythm and start putting some pressure on Slambo, who's just up ahead. In the meantime, just having a look at, field is quite drawn out right now as we're approaching the first 10 minutes of this one. Stuart Barkley, JJ needs to clear Aaron quickly for it to work for him. Where is he? So he's coming through. That's coming up to turn 5. He's got Bruce just ahead of him. Where is Aaron come out? Where is he? He's right down the bottom there. Aaron, P18, car number 465. He's behind JJ, I think. Yeah, he is. He's coming through the Andretti hairpin now. So JJ stopped, Aaron stopped. JJ's the highest runner of the cars that have stopped once already. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. He's
sorry, Nick. Slow lap from River. That was a 24 flat. 23.4 from Vic and a 23.1 from Slambo.
All right, good work with the times, Nige. Someone was asking about lap times in there, so keep us updated. This is good.
Will do.
All right, what can a River Runs do? He's just got he's got Vic Chan just up the road there, so he can see him. He's at least got something to aim for. Doesn't have much pressure from behind right now. He's got Adman 3 seconds down the road, so you can see him. He's having to keep ahead of Wheezy Weston, who's only a second behind him. So, yeah, field is pretty drawn out. We're seeing the strategy play happen nice and early. But just a quick update. So Slambo from Vic Champ from a River Runs, Adman and Wheezy round out the top 5. Then Barters, HSV, Fly, Brett Watt and Bruise is the top 10. The other half, the other 8 if you like, have already stopped. So they've made their first stop, 1 or 2. We'll have to see when the other's going to come in. But Wheezy, so here comes Adman. He's coming into the pits now. Oh, there's a couple coming in after him as well. I saw a Lamborghini. There's Barters coming in. And let's see. Yep, Fly went through. So Adman and Barters, they're making their stops now. Where will JJ be able to jump either of these two? Here he comes. He's about to come through the final turn. They're both in the pit still. Adman's just coming out. Here comes JJ, so you can see him. This is a good shot here. See if he's able to jump him. He is. So JJ able to take a couple of positions there. Adman and Barters, they drop a couple of spots. So good start from JJ, the early pit stop. Looking like it's paying dividends already. What was that? Lap 8 for Adman and Barters. All right.
Oh, the lap times are all over the place. 23.4 that time, so a bit slower for Slambo. Vic had a 24.2 and River had a 23 flat. So the boys are finding it a little difficult to get into a groove and find the consistency, but Slambo's lead now out to 4.2.
All right, there's no real traffic concerns out there, so it is just coming to grips with the track. It is at optimum. It's 29 degrees track temperature, 23 degrees air temperature. So it's not too, it's conducive to fast times. But yeah, it's the word that we've used a lot tonight. Rhythm, finding it and keeping it.
Sorry, dude. River with a 27.1.
Yeah, I think JJ's going around at the corkscrew. I thought that's what you were talking about. So just saw him turned around backwards through there. Who's he got behind him now? I think that's Ty Morgo. Yep. So the 2 P&L drivers. So JJ's dropped a whole bunch of spots. We got a Lamborghini, Selby Acoustics Racing Lamborghini coming into the pits. That's Barters. So he's going to complete his second stop, I do believe. He just stopped a lap earlier. So he's going to get both of them done. And JJ, yeah, made the mistake through the corkscrew. It's going to punish him a little bit. In the meantime, his teammate Bruise is right behind Brett Watt. They're up in P7 and P8. So he'll be wanting to get past that Bruce Hale Racing McLaren as they come through turn 5. So that's one with the sausage curb as well. Keeping well away from that.
Oh, Wheezy was just closing up onto the back of River, and then he's gone a little too deep into the corkscrew, and he's had to get on the brakes in order to really make the first apex and run a bit wide. But that 20, I missed what happened to River, but a 27.2, a super slow lap on the same lap that JJ's looped it at the corkscrew, and that has allowed Vic to get some space, find a rhythm, and he's just taken a couple of tenths off of Slambo. 4.1 seconds is the lead.
Okay, so let's see if JJ, he's down in P12. So he's got it all ahead of him to claw his way back. He did make the stop, it looked pretty good, but obviously turned it around at the corkscrew there. And we've got K-Man, he's coming into the pits. Look at that for a shot, that's cracking. Good camera work, Mr. Cameraman. So he was making his second stop right now. This is JJ. He's going to jump up a spot. He's going to jump over K-Man. But that'll be his second stop as well. So it's the early 2 stoppers happening right now. He only stopped 5 laps ago. So both stops completed within the first 15 minutes for K-Man and Barters. It's a bold strategy that they're going with tonight, getting them out of the way. Over and done with. So here's JJ. He's got Brenticles ahead of him in the P&L Bentley. They've both already stopped. Let's see if he can make his way through the corkscrew without any issues, like he did last time we saw it. He's pulling out.
JJ's all over the back of Brenticles, heading up the mountain into the braking zone.
Tight line. Follow him down. It's very satisfying when you get it right through there. Alright, we might just quickly jump on board with him and have a quick look.
Yeah, so he's lining up Renticles, and he's got the other two PNL boys, Ty and Eagle, right
Sorry.
behind him, and he's through.
Yeah, beautiful move. So it just ran a little bit deep there. He's able to take advantage and just duck under and get that done. He's got three P&L drivers all chasing behind him right now. So you might think that he's seeing three. It's three Bentleys as well. But it's all different drivers. So nice work from JJ. So he's got a little bit of work still to do. That luck has eluded him so far. We'll see if he can get a little bit more of it as we move on. So it's still 4.7 seconds between Vic Chan and Slambo out there in P1 and P2. And River, he's 5.4 seconds behind Vic Chan. And then Wheezy Weston for P&L. His brethren are down there in 11, 12 and 13. He's up there representing in P4 right now for them. This would be a nice, interesting battle between Eaglewin and Ty Morgan, the two P&L senior members, if you like, of the team. See if there's any.
Yeah, and Brenticles.
Yeah, see if there's any team orders coming to it for this one.
Oh, Brenticles has run wide. Oh, and again. So this is Ty's chance. Brenticles is
coming
in.
into the pits.
Smart to get out of the way of a couple of fast-moving bananas.
Yeah. All right, so he's making his stop. That will be his second. So he was one of the drivers that pitted on the first lap of the race. So he's going to get both of his stops out of the way.
So Slambo is in traffic, Nick. He's stuck in an SAR sandwich. Let's see if this helps Vic to start closing the gap. These SAR boys will absolutely be getting the blue flags, and that's the problem. If you make your two stops too early and the leaders haven't made any, you will have to move over.
Here we go. So he's giving in the signal.
Yep. That's right. The birdie.
He let him pass. He let him pass. And look at this again. We've got three Selby Acoustics racing cars behind.
Yep.
So we've got three cars of the one team. Then he's cleared another P&L driver there as well. So we saw that with JJ, and then it's just happened to Slambo as well. What's the chances of that happening? I'm sure there is some sort of mathematical chance, but I'm not that way inclined. All right, so Slambo, I think someone said in the chat something about blue flags and the early early strategy. So
it's absolutely happening. No doubt.
Here comes Bruce. So, he's going to go up the inside of Brent Watt at the Andretti hairpin. Leaves it late. Looks like Brent Watt's able to squeeze through. He's got the shorter run on the inside.
Nice.
He ran a little bit wide there, Brett, but that wasn't enough to lose any time to Bruce. These two have been battling it out for a few laps now.
Yeah, Bruce had Andretti nailed on a very, very tight line. He had to get out of the gas, otherwise he was going to give him a love tap.
Okay, so can he make up any time through turn 5? No. All right. This is here we go. Vic is in the pits, so he's making his stop.
He's not going to take on that lap traffic.
No, he's going to get out, try and get some clear air for himself. In the meantime, Slabbo, he's doing it pretty easy. Wheezy Weston, he's going to go around again. Let's get back to this battle between Bruce and Brett White. These two are going at it. It's down here, P7, P8. I'll mark off.
Slow stop from Vic. He was stationary for a long time. That's a bit surprising.
See if Bruce can have another go into the Andretti hairpin. Hello to Andretti as well if he's watching. Here we go up the curve straight. They call this turn 1, Nige. That's turn 1. That's the apex of turn 1. Right there. Here goes Bruce again. No.
Turn 2A. Turn 2B. Turn 3.
Hang on. Alright.
Yeah, Bruce has got good cornering speed and straight line speed in that Aston. So, Incy, take note. It's looking good for you next week, dude.
Here we go. Oh, look at the flames coming out of the back of that McLaren. He runs a little bit wide there. Short shift up into second. Alright, they're going to go up the corkscrew again. We'll just hang with these guys for just until they get up through here. River runs.
Keep an eye on River. Who pits.
He's in the pits.
So he's following Vic's strategy, and this.
Oh no, that was Brett White. Went straight on there at the corkscrew. Missed his braking marker and just ran straight ahead. He's got damage there at the front of the car. That's enough for ROOZ to get through, and here comes River. He's leaving the pits now. So that battle has unfortunately ended in a bit of tears for Brett White. He's going to have to fight his way back. But in the meantime, Slambo, he's still out there. He hasn't stopped yet. River, he's just made his first stop. But Wheezy Western up there in P2. Sorry?
Slow stop from River. That was even slower than Vic. So Vic is going to have a huge lead over River. And it really just now comes down to how long stationary Slambo's going to be. 38 minutes left.
Okay, so River's come out just ahead of ROOZ, but he's also got JJ Penguin not too far down the road, as we can see him just in the background there as Brett Want. He comes and makes his first pit stop as well after that little mistake at the corkscrew. Bit of love for the chopper cam, so I'll give us a little bit more of that if that's what you like. I kind of like it as well. I try to mix it up, but in the meantime, it's Slambo. Let's see what strategy he's going to go for. So he's well ahead of Wheezy Western. How far up can JJ Penguin get? That would be my question right now. Might jump down to Eaglewin. He's behind his teammate Ty Morgo. They're down in P9, P10. Drivers that have stopped twice, Barters and Brenticles. So we've gone 23 minutes already. We lost K-Man again. So we've lost the Selby Acoustics Racing Bentley of K-Man. He's out. Not too sure what happened there. But anyway, so he's done. This is Eaglewin chasing Ty Morgo.
Someone is stationary heading up the hill.
481, that's Barters. He's backwards. That's not a good place to be. That was, I think that was a River Runs, and I think it might have been Wheezy Western going through. That's the HSV ICR Mercedes going through as well. So Barters is now, unfortunately, he's P17, which is last on the track. So he'll get going again. I think he just recently pitted as well. Okay, so let's have a quick look. We got Fly. He's right behind Vic Chan, half a second. I'm not too sure if that was Vic. Yeah, I think that was Vic just passing Fly. It's got a little bit of damage there at the front. Where is Slambo Baggin? He is just coming through. He's got a bit. Does he have a bit of traffic in front of him? No, he doesn't. So he's fine.
No, he was clean. He had a 23.3 lap time, last lap for Slambo. And I'm just on board with Vic. Comes over the line, and that's a 25.9. So that is a very slow lap. 23.8 from River. So Vic's had some issues on that lap.
Might have had a little bit of traffic because there's a Gamesman Racing Team Ferrari. So he got past Fly there on that lap.
Gotcha.
So might have been held up a little bit by him at some stage. But you can see a River Runs just lurking in the background there. He's got Bruce just hanging with him as well. And then JJ also for GRT just lurking in the background. He'll try and make up a little bit of ground. Alright. Just trying to pick up. Where is Slambo? He's 10. Oh no, that was the River. He's getting a little bit loose there out of turn 5. So maybe he's just having a little bit of difficulties coming to grips with the circuit. Still in a good spot. Wheezy, he comes into the pits now. So he's going to come in from second place. HSV, he'll continue on. Vic Chan is going to take his spot as well. So Wheezy, he's stationary now. We'll see how far he falls down. He's got Fly coming through as well, but he hasn't stopped yet. So he's going to... This is going to be a good little battle here between JJ...
This is going to be close.
Yeah, here we go.
And Wheezy's got him.
Look at that. So right behind him, so JJ's obviously his tyres will be a lot warmer than Wheezy's in front of him. He'll try and take advantage as quickly as he can before Wheezy's tyres warm up enough. Well, he's looking like he's get a good run there. Here we go. Can he go around through the outside? He does. Wheezy's going to fight back.
Wide.
Yeah, Wheezy.
Ooh, holds on. Up the hill into turn 6.
Yeah, he's got it done, JJ.
Yep.
So once
As you
again,
say,
yep,
pressure's up to 10.
yep. And rhythm. He had the rhythm already. Wheezy had to get back into it. Make their way through the corkscrew without any dramas this time. Beautiful. So nice work from JJ. He's a dark horse, but he's going to
Rhythm
put
is a penguin.
he's going to put himself in contention for this one as we're approaching the halfway mark. Just got to get my buttons right here. It's still Slambo yet to pit and HSV. They're both at the front, P1, P2. Other drivers yet to pit is Fly and Bruise, but everyone else has made a stop. Brenchicles and Barters are the only 2 drivers that have completed both of their stops for this one as we're approaching 32.5 minutes remaining in round 8, the penultimate round of season 4. And what a season it's been. It's been fantastic. It's been some great racing, some awesome results. Snedden was the sprint race was awesome, and we're having a good one tonight as well. Alright, so field's still relatively strung out. Might see if we can catch up with Slambo Baggin. Where is he? He's just coming... Oh, he's just starting a lap. I want to go on board. I want to do an on board with someone.
Well, HSV is just about to cross the line, so if you want to see the AMG at work.
Alright, let's go have a look. We'll shut up for a minute and we'll watch HSV do his thing. Alright, so that's a lap of Laguna Seca with HSV. He's down there, he's up there in P2. We've got someone else coming to the pits. That's Aaron, so he's going to make his second stop. Where are you, Aaron, on my list? Here he is. So he pitted lap 5 earlier on. That's his second one all done.
Still a long way to go.
And Klaus lets us know it's halfway. We're halfway through this one. It's Slambo leading it from HSV. Vic Chan in P3. River Runs. Both of them have made their stops. So 3 and 4. Bruise, he's yet to make his stop in P5. JJ up there in P6. So he's had a good recovery from his early spin at the corkscrew. Wheezy Western, he's 1.4 seconds behind. JJ Penguin down there in P7. And then it's more P&L from there. Ty Morgo and Eagle Wind in P8 and 9. And Adman in the Porsche. What's happened to Adman? He's down there in P10. He's stopped once already. He had a good qualifying. He's up there in P3. And he's just in front of his son's favourite driver, Burradog, who usually sits there and cheers on. So this will be a good little... it'll be like the Simpsons episode where the gambling one, the Super Bowl one, where he gambles on his the love of his daughter to not watch the Super Bowl. I think most people are old enough to get that. I can't do that in some other places, but I think most people get that reference. I butchered the delivery, but most people got it.
All good, mate. All good.
All right. So when's Slambo got a pit, Nige? What's he doing? What are we thinking?
Yep, lovely cue. I've been keeping an eye on Slambo riding on board. He is machining it. The last 5 laps were all 23.3s. The last lap was a 23.9. And now he's coming up. He's almost within a second of the Buzzer Dog, who has only made the 1 stop. So this could be a crucial moment.
All right, let's see.
We know Buzzer plays fair, but Slambo coming up to a bit of traffic, and there he is. The GRT pulls over on the main straight, makes his intentions clear. Slambo's through, so on he goes, and that was another 23.3. He's machining it.
He's absolutely dominating right now. So can he make it win number 3? He's won twice already this season. He's got just over 27 minutes left to see if he can make it win number 3 for Bruce Hale Racing. It'd almost give them the championship, surely. They're absolutely braining the rest of them. They got quite the stable of cars and drivers this season. Bruce Hale Racing has been extremely strong.
Yeah, we thought last season was the dream team, but this season they're going to write the record books.
HSV. Well, you are the historian of ROOZ. I've just appointed you the historian after your little the river
definitely
runs.
Going to rewrite it then.
All right, so HSV, he's pitting now from P3. Let's see where JJ can go. He's gone through. Who else is going to be able to sneak through? Wheezy's done that as well. Ty Morgo. And see if Eaglewin can sneak through there as well. He'll come into picture very shortly. Looks like HSV is going to keep in front of them. So he's managed to do pretty well for himself tonight. Qualified P13. And he will, after his stop, he will be P7. So a great result there for HSV. I think it's only his second race in the Pro Series. Proving that he belongs. He'll be very happy with himself. As we got looking at Ty Morgo, having a look at Eaglewin having a look at Ty Morgo right now. The 2 P&L drivers. They've been line of stern for most of this one. They might be a little bit sick of each other afterwards, or they might even be in a party chat just having a bit of a chin wag to themselves.
It could be, yeah. Too true.
Okay, so Slambo, here you go, Vic Chan making his second stop. All right, so River, he will continue on. And we've got Bruce is going to come through. He's stopped, he hasn't stopped yet. JJ will come through. Where's Vic going to filter out? Looks like he might even come in behind HSV. No, is he? Oh no, there's HSV. Oh, Ty Morgo, he's making a stop as well. So that means the P&L Bentley, he's going to cruise past Vic Chan in the pits as well. And what about Adman? Is he going to be able to take him? I think so. But it's good. Have a little bit of clear air there. Let's see if he can get out ahead of Adman. It's going to be a drag race. He's got the inside line, but Adman able to sneak through. So,
Slambo pits.
Oh, here we go. Our race leader in the pits. Where's it? He's got an absolutely massive margin over River. He's going to be able to stay. Let's see if he's going to be able to keep the lead. Slambo, he's going again. And a River's just only coming through the corkscrew. So you're right, Nige. He's been just machining away the laps in clear air. He's had a pit stop in his pocket. Look at that. He's about to get going. There he goes. And a River just about to come through the final turn now. In the meantime, though, JJ, he's moved himself. Oh, he runs a little bit wide through there. Wheezy in the background. Bruce, who's yet to pit. So I think he's the only driver who hasn't pitted yet. Fly, he's just making his second stop now. On lap 25. Wheezy, what can he do? Can he get past the Aston Martin of Bruce as they come through to the Andretti hairpin. So he's having a good race, Wheezy. In that P&L McLaren.
Yep, he's got a couple of GRT cars in his gun sights into turn 3. Nails the apex under the Cooper Tyres bridge.
Keep going, Nigel. I'll put it on the helicam for everyone. They seem to like that.
Yeah, so you just got to be very careful not to get deep in the line and disturb the platform of the car. Up to turn 6. Always exciting. Late turn in. Oh, he had a wobble on the steering on entry, but he's kept it together up the hill, keeping the pressure on the GRT boys. I saw a promotional that they've taken on Marcus Ambrose as their driver evaluation coach.
A little bit of inside news, Nigel's news.
So, yeah. Every time these GRT boys hit the tracks, they are being closely watched. Wheezy's in.
Yeah, here he comes. So Wheezy making his stop. Let me quickly get back. All right, so he's got his HSV. He's going to come through. Eagle Wind, he's coming into the pits now as well. So the P&L boys working in tandem. Vic Chan, he's going to be able to sneak through. Oh, look at this. We've got... yep.
Addy's just jumped out of the way of Vic into the pits, so good news for Vic.
Yeah, and Wheezy's completed his stop, so that means Vic Chan's able to go through. He has a lapped car ahead of him. That's Aaron, I believe, the Bentley Selby Acoustics Racing. So he's got relatively free air ahead of him, and Vic's pitted twice. But where is a River Run? So Vic's just coming through turn 4 now. And then this is where a River coming through the corkscrew. So it's a decent gap between those two. But I think Vic is looking pretty good right here. So maybe even take home second place. Definitely a podium right now. And Wheezy Weston, he has dropped down into... Where are you, Wheezy? Just ahead of Ty Morgo, P8. So he's completed both of his stops. So he's looking in a very strong position right now. Bruce... Looks like JJ's managed to get past him, and that looked like it was a McLaren, a Bruce Hale Racing McLaren. It was Brett Want. He's just ducking into the pits now as well. So he's going to finish his stops. Where are you, Brett? There he is. 27. Okay. We've got some action out on the track. We've got Brenticles and Adman. All right, well, let's work this out, Nige. So Slambo... Yep. He is
cruising it.
Yeah, he's out in front.
Absolutely cruising it. Yeah, he was stationary for I think about 10 or 11 seconds. So that was actually the same amount of time as River and Vic for their first stops. Vic's second stop was shorter, so I'll keep an eye on Slambo and River for their second stops. But yeah, Slambo for the win.
Well, he's just coming through now. This is turn 9. This is Rainy Curve. Through there, he's doing it pretty easy. But River's not too far away. He's just down the road. He's just coming through Rainy Curve now. So it's not a. I'm not too sure if. No, well, obviously Slambo had pitted later than a River runs. Oh, we've got car off. That is 3:19. That's Bruce. He's yet to pit as well. So this is disastrous for him with only 20 minutes left. He is. He's yet to make a stop. And he's lost it just up the Rahal Straight. So I'm not too sure what happened to him there, if there was anyone else involved. But yeah, with 2 stops left, struggling to get that thing going again, he is in a bit of trouble. His race is not looking healthy. But this is going to be an interesting feature. Oh, that was Wheezy Weston coming through there. So he's managed to just slip past Bruce to take a position, move up into P7. So he's got Burrow Dog ahead of him as well. Where's Burrow? He's just coming through the final turn now. So he's going to give chase to him, but Burrow still has one more pit stop to go. And Bruce, he comes in, which is understandable after making that little mistake there on the last lap. So that's his first stop for Bruce, leaving it extremely late. Okay, yeah, let's work it out nice. So Slambo, he's only 9 seconds ahead of a River Runs.
Yeah.
So it's not a massive gap. And then So here, a River, he's just coming through turn 10. And then we've got JJ Penguin. He's coming through the corkscrew. HSV.
Nick, just let me interrupt you, dude.
Yeah, go.
Fly and Aaron heading up to the corkscrew, super close on track, and they got Vic closing in on behind them.
Fly, where are you, Fly? Here we go. Yeah. All right, we can stick with this. So they got Vic just chasing behind. Is that what you said?
That's it.
All right.
So they're having their own ding-dong battle, and Vic is closing in fast.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, super close from Fly and Aaron.
All right.
Onto the main straight she goes.
Let's see how this one plays out. Bit of helicopter cam. So we're just with Aaron. All right, now we can see Vic Chan just lurking in the background. This is always a tricky situation, isn't it? Especially this late in the race with only 18 minutes remaining. It's all to play for. Oh, Fly runs wide. Oh, he almost turns it around. That lets Aaron through. And Vic was able to go through unscathed as well. So that could have been disastrous for Vic Chan. But he's managed to avoid any sort of issue. And that means that, HSV, he's going to drop down a little bit. But Vic Chan can breathe a sigh of relief that he didn't get caught up in that one. But, yeah, so... Oh, go Nige.
River's taken a chunk of time out of Slambo on that last lap. About a second.
JJ's pitting as well. He pitted lap 1 of this one. We're on lap 30. And then ROOZ is making his second stop as well on lap 30. So River took a second out of Slambo on that last lap is what you were saying.
Yep.
Yep. Where's...
a long stop from JJ. 11, 12. Yeah, that was a lot of fuel. So
let's see if Burradog is able to overtake JJ. Yeah, he will. So Burra's going to get through here.
It's Wheezy the one we're going to keep an eye on. I think JJ's going to hold on to it ahead of Wheezy.
Well, we saw the reverse of this. We saw when Wheezy made his stop, JJ was able to catch him.
Yep.
And pass on the warmer tyres.
So Burra and Bruce just ahead of JJ on track. With Wheezy, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bruce is going to jump out of the way of JJ. Heading up into turn 5.
Yep. He did that then.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, so Wheezy...
Oh, sorry, dude. Rivers had an issue. The lead out to 10.1 seconds. So these boys are under the gun. They're finding it very, very difficult to string consistent times together.
Well, this is going to open it up for HSV as well. He's not too far behind a River Run, so he's going to put himself up there in contention. He has... he's got Vic Chen not too far behind him. He's got a pit stop in his pocket there already, so... Yeah,
24.7 from HSV, 24.6 from Vic.
Okay, so similar pace. Similar pace. We'll have to wait and see when HSV decides to stop. So we will be waiting on Slambo, River Runs, and HSV. That's your top 3. Burradog in P4 and Bounty in P10. They're the drivers that are yet to complete their second stops. Everyone else has stopped twice already. So we've got left less than 15 minutes. So just on a quarter race distance left in this one. It's still on to play for. River just getting a little bit loose there coming out of Rainy Curve. So track temperature...
River...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, dude. River has the fastest lap of the race, which is a 22.8, which is 3/10 quicker than Slambo and 4/10 quicker than Vic.
Okay, well, if you can string together some decent laps, he's going to put Slambo under pressure. Oh, that was one... That's not Slambo, is it? It's Slambo! Oh, no, it wasn't Slambo. It was... sorry, I got excited then. I got excited. It was a green car as well, and I saw Slambo come through.
Brett in the McLaren.
Yeah. All right. My apologies for that. Okay, so this is where he is now, and then you got River Runs just coming through turn 5. So it's a Broussard Racing 1-2 right now, and Burra, he's coming into the pits. JJ, he's able to come through. Wheezy Weston, he'll come through. Ty Morgo, he's going to come through as well. Looks like Bounty will be able to take him. Adman's going to sneak through there as well. So Burra's going to drop down a fair way. He's just getting going now. This is Brenchkill's. You can see Burra Dog just on the... Could see him on the right-hand side of the screen. Now he's on the left. So he's dropped down another one. What about Barters? No, Barters is way too far back. So Burra's going to drop down into P12. As we see, that was the Porsche, I think, of Adman coming through there then. Alright, so he's got 13 minutes to try and climb back up as high as he possibly can to get that GRT Bentley up there. Still 9.9 seconds between the River Runs and Slambo right now. Vic Chan, he is... Where are you, Vic? He's just coming through the final turn now. So turn 11. And then a River... Oh, we've got... Is that Brett one again gone around? All right, I didn't mistake myself on that one. He's out. All right. So a River Runs. He's just approaching turn 6 now. And Vic Chan, he's just coming out of the Andretti hairpin. So I think that might be enough gap to keep Vic Chan at bay for a River to solidify his spot in the top 2. But HSV, he's not going to have enough time to keep Vic Chan behind him, his ICR teammate. That's not going to happen. So it looks like Burra Dog might have finished his race there. Okay, this is Bounty and Eagle Win. They're down in P8, P9. They're battling it out to the end. This is P&L versus ICR. I guess we just keep our eyes peeled now and see when Slambo is going to come in. What would you do, Nige? Your driver hat on. If you were in either Slambo or a River Runs, what would you do?
If I'm in a good rhythm, I'd stay out, and if I'm not, I'd pit. So Slambo might be starting to suffer from some tyre wear. If I can spit it out. It was a 24 flat, and River's gone half a second quicker on that last lap. So tyre wear will be a thing, and yeah, depends on how the balance of the car has changed, but we've only got 11 minutes left, so Slambo and River, they're going to be in soon.
Yeah, Bounty is able to get past there, so that was pretty basic stuff. So I think Eagle Win just let him through there, so didn't give any resistance. But yeah, this is going to be super interesting towards the end. When is who's going to blink first between Slambo and a River, and then what sort of effort can Vic Chan put in? He's got pretty clean air in front of him. He's got the 552 just up the road. That is HSV, but that wouldn't be affecting the car too much. Brett One is in the pits. Here goes a River. So he's going to continue on for another lap. So it's not going to be this one. And we are approaching the final 10 minutes of round 8, season 4. This is the Pro Series. It's the penultimate round. My name is Nick, and you are joined by Nige Guns as well. So we're your commentators. We've been your commentators all along. I made a commentator graphic, but I've left it too late. So, but anyway, I put it in there. All right, I got it in. So here's Vic. Let's keep an eye now on the 101 and the 100 on there. Where are they? 101. Here's Slambo. This is going to be... this is still up for grabs, Nige. Between Slambo and a River.
I don't know. I kind of think that Vic's going to actually do it easy on River.
Well...
Because we know that it's almost a minute from pit entry to pit exit with a very, very short stop. And I don't think River's got that much of a lead.
Alright, well, Slambo's going again. Yeah, maybe it's the commentator in me wanting to get a nice close finish. We're going to find out. We're going to find out in the next 9 minutes. Anyway, so Slambo's going to continue on. That's a River Runs. He's passing. That was a Bentley. That was a GRT Bentley. I'm just trying to pick up who that might have been. I'm not sure on that one. And then HSV, he's going to continue on as well. So he's not going to make his stop. What about JJ? He's 18 seconds behind Vic Chan. Let's see how high he can get. Can he sneak himself onto the podium? That's going to be close as well. But these boys at the front, they're all leaving it literally to the closing minutes of this one. In the meantime, Adman, he's right behind Eagle Win. We saw Bounty get past earlier. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happened to Adman's race.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he's had an off somewhere or what's happened, but he qualified in P3. He's down there in P10, so yeah, I'm not too sure what happened to him. He's the AM1 commentator as well, so if you haven't already, do yourself a favour, check out his stream.
Slambo's in.
Here we go. So here's what we've been waiting for. He's made the decision. A River, he's going to continue around. HSV, he's a long way off. So Slambo still stationary. A River, he's gone through. What about, where's Vic Chan? He's coming through the corkscrew now.
10 seconds stationary for Slambo.
And he's off and going again. All right. It's helped close the gap a little bit for Vic Chan, but it's a long pit lane, isn't it? You said it's almost a minute entry to exit.
Yeah. Yeah, when I timed JJ's first pit stop, it was 56 seconds.
Well, HSV just pitted as well. So that means, where are we? The man that you just mentioned, JJ. He's going to take him for position. He's got Wheezy Western right behind him as well. So for the last 7 minutes, he's going to have to keep a hard charging P&L McLaren or Wheezy right behind him as they go through. And there's HSV just slowly getting going. Looks like he's going to be able to maintain that spot of P6 right now. Ty Morgo's the driver behind him. This might be close between the two. So we've seen it happen already. The driver who's out there in the rhythm, warm tyres, up to pressure. Losing.
And River's pace in the back end of this race has been very, very quick. 23.2 on that last lap, and he's just crossed the line, and that was a 23.5. So certainly a lot quicker than Slambo in the back end of the race.
Well, 6 minutes. 6 minutes left. It's a River Runs. Where did Slambo... How far is Slambo behind? He's just coming through turn 11 now, the last turn on the track. Yeah, this is going to be... I think this is going to be pretty close, Nige. I know that you're a bit more... Not as optimistic as I am. What about Vic Chan? Where's he? So Slambo just coming through Andretti. And he's got Vic Chan, who's just coming through what they call turn 1, that very gentle bend, the left-hander. So Vic Chan's not going to be able to get him. It's going to be more of a case of when does River pit? We've seen him generally leave it pretty late most races for a River. But we do have a little scrap that is forming for the last 5 minutes of this one that's going to keep us pretty entertained while we wait for a River Runs to pit. This is Wheezy Western versus JJ, closing right up under brakes through Andretti. JJ's got the lights on. He's got pretty clear air in front of him, so he doesn't have anyone who's going to hold him up. This is going to be a nice little fight between these two until the end. Here we go, a River. River's in the pits. All right.
So River's got a 35-second lead over Vic. I can't see how that is anywhere near long enough to keep him ahead of Vic.
So he's stationary now. Here comes Slambo through.
And he's underway. Oh, no.
No, he's still stationary.
It's a slow stop.
Still, he's just getting going now. Slambo's going to duck through. Vic Chan. Here we go. Where are you, River? Yeah, he's just there. Here comes Vic Chan. Up the front straight.
Easy.
This is going to be close.
Easy.
Oh, here we go. You can see a River there. He's going to have the inside run. Here we go. Rinse and repeat. He's got the tyres up to pressure. He's in the rhythm. He's taken him. And River's got just under 4 minutes left to try and take that second spot from the ice. Oh, Vic makes a little mistake there. Looks like River might have followed suit.
Yeah, River did have a wobble on board with him. So you were right, Nick. That was a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so these two, we got two little battles to follow until the end. Vic Chan and the River. And then we've got Wheezy Weston and JJ fighting it down for P4, P5. In the meantime, though, that Bruce Hale Racing Porsche of Slambo Baggin is 3 minutes and 19 seconds away from his third win of the season. It would be a very well-deserved win. I don't want to curse him yet. Well, I don't want to curse him at all. Not yet. I don't want to curse him at all. Let's see if Vic Chan...
Too late.
All right, it's not my fault if it happens.
No, of course it's not. You just have to be superstitious to believe in that nonsense.
That's exactly right, Nige. Exactly right.
Oh, it's absolutely rubbish. So this is awesome. On board with River lining up Vic in his gun sights. These two are the heavyweights of this league. They have been in a fantastic battle all season long. It's awesome to see them so close on track with 1 hour and 2.5 minutes left of racing this season for these boys.
They have been the class of the field, these two. They've sort of exchanged pole positions, they've exchanged race wins. Vic had his operation for his arm there that didn't really hold him up too much, but wherever Vic has gone, River has not been too far behind and vice versa. They've been, yeah, like you said, Nige, they've been the class of the field. He's throwing it through turn 6 there, up through the corkscrew now.
Yeah, I think that probably the big standout difference between the two of them was Snettinen, where River was unfortunately taken out very, very early on, through no fault of his own, and he obviously lost quite a few points to him in that round, in the sprint round.
So it looks like he got it a little bit on the gravel out of turn 10 there. So might have just offered a little bit of a reprieve to Vic Chan. So come through and ready now. So 1:19 remaining for this one for round 8 of the Pro Series. I'm
pretty sure there'll be one more lap after this one with regards to where Slambo crossed the line.
Alright, I'll make sure I pick that up as well. He's 8.5 seconds of Vic, so he's cruising. He's a mile ahead. In the meantime, though, Wheezy Weston, we'll just skip over to this for a minute. We've got Wheezy Weston right behind. He's half a second behind JJ right now. So they're down in P4, P5. If it ends like this for Wheezy, I think he'll be relatively happy with his performance today. He started P5. That's where he's going to finish. But last round, these two were last and second last. So they've both had a great recovery round after what you'd probably classify as a disaster for them from Monza. But they've both rebounded nice and strong. A River, he's only 2/10 behind Vic. Have a look at this. Coming through. This is turn 10, the right-hander. Wow, we've got 10
Vic
seconds.
Vic ran a little bit wide, turn 6, and then he was a little bit slow on the exit of the corkscrew as well, so that's why Rivers closed up, but this is the last lap.
All right, can a River make a move through and ready?
Can he do a Zanardi?
Yes.
At the corkscrew.
Let's see. We'll ride these two. Just want to make sure I get. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that's a stricken Lamborghini.
Yep, and there's someone else off at the exit of the corkscrew. Someone else going slow.
481. It's Barters. Yep. All right. And Slambo, just make sure I pick him up. He's coming through the corkscrew now, so he wasn't disturbed by that at all. Oh, JJ! Where's JJ gone? Wheezy Western. JJ's down in P7. So while we're on board with the River Runs, JJ's made some sort of mistake and it's elevated Wheezy Western up into P4. JJ's dropped down into P7. But that's all elementary now, my dear friend, because this man here, Slambo Baggin, has made it win number 3 in dominating fashion. Congratulations to Slambo. For Bruce Hara Racing, can Vic Chan keep a River Runs at bay behind him? Yes, he can. He's going to take home PT. Well done. P2 for ICR. A River takes home P3. And this man here, Wheezy Western, what happened to JJ Penguin? He's dropped down into P8 now. So we'll get to him in a moment.
Right, so HSV's P5. He's got a tyre on the back of him. JJ down to P8. Oh, that's a disaster. But Wheezy across the line, P4.
Yep.
That's a great drive from Wheezy.
That's a cracking effort from him. So great qualifying, great race. HSV, he's had a great race. Qualified P13. He takes home P5.
Yeah.
Ty Morgo, strong result for him. He started down there in P11, so not far ahead of HSV. So he finishes up there. Well done to him. Here comes Brenticles. He's got JJ right behind him. So I wonder where that happened. Maybe it was the corkscrew again, perhaps, for JJ. Not too sure. As we see, Brenticles. Here's Mr. Penguin himself crossing the line. Then we've got Eagle Wind. Oh, he's going to be challenged all the way to the end. Look at this Burrow Dog and Adman. The 3 of them in a row, all crossing the line simultaneously. Nice work. Racing to the very death of that one. Yeah. But that's good work, boys. That is round 8 in the books. Congratulations. Slambo Baggin has taken victory, and he did that in pretty dominating form. He qualified P4. He's finished P1. Vic Chan for ICR in P2, and a River Runs rounding out the Bruce Hale 1-3 for P3, and Wheezy Western. He'd be very, very happy with that result. HSV, we've talked about. Ty Morgo up from 11th. Brenticles, he came from 12th. Eagle Wind in P9. He started in... where are you, Eagle Wind? P15. So a lot of drivers making up places. Adman, he dropped spots. Burrow Dog, he started P9. Aaron, I think he made up a couple from P14. He made up one spot. Barters, he dropped a few spots from P8. Fly, he was up from 17th. Bruce as well. So Bruce, he started P10, so he didn't have a great race. Brett Want and K-Man, who obviously dropped out earlier on, rounds out the top 18. But congratulations to Slambo Bag and Nige. What were your thoughts?
Mate, I'm just going to have a little bit of a whinge and just say I'm very disappointed. These boys were all so exhausted, no one did donuts.
Yeah, that's what not one person. Yeah. They were straight into the pits right away. There was nothing.
Points off. We're putting on a show here.
Yeah. They weren't thinking of us, Nige, so maybe you can pull some strings, Nige. Do you want to try and get one of the drivers into the chat, maybe Vic or a River, or even one of the top 3? We're doing this on the fly. Do you want to try and get one of them in the chat? We can have a word with them.
I will. I'll see what I can do.
All right, just bear with us. This is unscripted. I've just dropped Nige in it, so he's going to work frantically in the background. But yeah, that was a great performance from Slambo. Vic Chan was Vic Chan, and the River Runs was his phenomenal self as per usual too. So. Let's see who we can get in here. It'd be good to have a word with one of the boys.
Okay, well, I've just chucked out an invite to the top 3, and we'll see if they've got enough energy to join us for a chat.
All right. Well, while we wait...
Don't hold your breath.
Well, we'll wait for them. We're springing it on people. This is completely unscripted. We've not spoken to anyone about this, so if no one responds, fair enough. What were your thoughts, Nige, while we wait patiently?
Well, Laguna never fails to deliver. It's just one of those tracks. It's like Bathurst and Le Mans. That there's always good racing. It's one of the most difficult tracks to be really consistent on. So there's a lot of information in tonight for everybody racing next week. That rather than pushing 10 tenths every lap, you might be better off overall to just back off a little bit and just aim for a little bit more consistency. But certainly there was some good racing throughout the entire field tonight, and obviously congratulations to the guys that made the podium, and there'll be some other boys that'll be a little bit disappointed, but it looks like we've got a River Runs in the chat.
Hey fellas.
Hey dude.
Congratulations! It was another podium. Walk us through it. You took home pole position, so you were on it straight away. How were you feeling in qualifying? Is this a circuit that you're used to, that you like? What were your feelings about it, and how did quali go for you?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I'd been doing some solid times in practice, but I knew me and Slambo were pretty close in time, so it was just a matter of hooking it up. And I didn't, but Slambo didn't either. So we were a few tenths away from our best, but it was enough for pole.
Yeah, and the race. So Slambo managed to jump you on the first start on the first race, and then did the same again on the restart up through the corkscrew there. So it looked like you gave him a fair bit of room. You weren't willing to engage him that early on.
No, definitely not. Trying to maximise the team's points, and like I knew Slambo, like I said, was going to be really, really quick. So whether he was in front or I was in front, if we could keep the same pace. Yeah. But eventually, I just ruined my own race through many mistakes, and and that was that really. Yeah, were you struggling a little bit there with tyre wear in parts of the race, because we saw you we saw the gap sort of open up a little bit between you and Slambo a little bit there, sort of midway through the race. So did you have any mistakes that you made through there, or you were struggling with anything? Yeah, I made in the first half of the race, I made quite a few mistakes, losing 2 seconds here, 3 seconds there. Yeah. And I went into the pits to try and I needed a change up. Yeah. Just to shake it out, and then the last half of the race I was pretty flying most of it, except for 1 or 2 points. But you were on it, mate. But too many mistakes in the first half, so that's what happens really. Well, we didn't notice it too much, but it was another great performance from you. So congratulations. With pole position, you took home P3. Vic just pipped you there at the end, but thanks very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We know we just sprung it on you, but awesome to hear from you. And next week, not next week, the next round, Imola. How are you feeling about that one? The 90-minute enduro we're going to do. Hadn't thought about it too much yet. So we got 14 days and counting. So all right, you can have a exactly. Cool. All right. Well done, River. Nick, we've got Slambo and Vic on the party line. So awesome. All right, cut to them. Let's do it. Slambo, are you there? Yeah. How's it going? Congratulations, win number 3 for the season, mate. That was a delight to watch. You qualified P4, but you said stuff it and you sent it on the first lap at the corkscrew. Give us an insight into your mind. What were you thinking, and were you purposely aggressive tonight? I don't know if you saw my practice time, but I was about 6/10 slower in my qualifying, so I was a little bit angry, I guess, so with myself. So yeah, I just sort of thought, stuff it. I've got to try and get to the front. Because you jumped him at the beginning of the first start. You managed to jump him, and you got past Vic, and you're behind River, but it worked out even better for you at the corkscrew. And we caught it all in the stream. It was a fantastic move. From our point of view, it looked pretty easy, but obviously it wasn't. How is the race for you? What worked well, and what did you struggle with? The first 35 minutes, it was pretty good. I think I was mashing it into first gear too hard because I actually had engine damage. I didn't think you get the engine damage, but I had the yellow engine light on. Yeah. And I had flat spots for the last 15 minutes, so I was just lucky that I had a gap. Okay. And yeah.
Nige, did you want
to? That's super interesting, dude. Because it looked like River had 5 or 6 tenths on you in the last 15 minutes. So you think that was more engine or tyre wear?
Bit of both, I think. I was noticing a little bit of straight line, not as quick, and then it's under brakes, so I was struggling a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I noticed he made a mistake. Probably about 10 minutes to go, and he dropped back a few more seconds. So
yeah,
it just took a bit of pressure off.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it looked like you kind of, from our perspective, we were looking at it on the stream. We could see you were well ahead. It was going to be a River and Vic Chan were going to battle it out from behind. But your form the last 5 races, you won today in Laguna Seca. You came home 7th in Monza. You won at Alton Park. You took home 5th at the Nürburgring, and you won race 2 at Snetterton. So you're in some cracking form. Are you doing anything? Have you changed anything up this season, or are you sort of just you're a bit in the groove at the moment?
I think it's just the track for this car is the main thing. You got to get one that suits it, and like high aero tracks. This car's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I think the top 3 finishes were all rear-engined cars tonight as well. So it looks like it definitely suited you guys. But once again, congratulations, man. Awesome work. It's 2 wins out of the last 3 rounds. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Imola.
Yep, hopefully I go good there.
Yeah, well, it'll be...
Good drive, Slambo.
Yeah, you're
dude.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
And then the last person we have on the line is Vic Chan. Are you there, Vic?
Yep, sorry.
Here he is. All right. Okay. All right.
Guys.
Hey, how are you? Congratulations.
Good.
P2.
Thanks. Thank you.
You had
It was a tough one.
Yeah, you had a little. You had quite the tough little battle there with the River. At the end, you qualified P2. I was just saying to Slambo on the first start, and then on the restart, he was able to get past you both times at the start there. So, were you just being a little bit conservative there, or you happy to let him go?
Yeah, I was being on the cautious side because I didn't want to mess the race up so early on. So, yeah, from the first race start, he pretty much took me anyway. So I didn't mind how the second race start.
Yeah. Okay.
Started.
And how was it? Like you obviously were a little bit of an alternating strategy to River. He pitted lap 18 was the first one. You pitted lap 14 as well. Slambo's the only driver I don't have pit stops for, so I'm not too sure what their strategy was. Were those stops sort of premeditated, or was it just more getting out of traffic and sort of you saw opportune times?
Yeah, it was more getting out of traffic. I was just hoping that Slambo would get caught up in some traffic and I would just dive in and try to undercut him, but
yeah,
I end up coming out behind some slow guys, and then I struggled quite a lot just sitting behind the slower guys and in dirty air. The McLaren's already slippery as it is, so I just struggled.
So that was
a lot of time there.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of an issue, the dirty air tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, cool. What about you, Nige? Do you have any? I've got one more. How's the arm, Vic? How's it going? You after the surgery?
Yeah, it's good. I'm rehabbing it basically, so I can drive properly with it. Change gears. Yeah, it's almost at full strength. I'd say maybe 40%, which is enough to drive.
That laugh sounded a little bit ominous, didn't it? You hate to see it at 100.
Yeah.
What it's going to be like again. What about you, Nige? Did you have any questions for Vic?
Yeah. Gain, but keeping it ahead of River on track, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, the nerves were there from the second race start, especially. I was nervous and sweating, and yeah, it was tough.
Yeah,
but I'm glad I got it over in.
It's one of those tracks, isn't it? It's super hard to be consistent. I was spending a lot of time on board and checking out the lap times, and there was a period of time where Slambo reeled together about 5 or 6 laps, all 23 threes, but it looked like you and River in that sort of middle sector of the section of the race, it was very difficult to be consistent.
Yeah, it was. It was mostly traffic that I struggled with. As soon as I got in clean and got into a rhythm, I could drive the car properly. Gotcha. But then I was real nervous when I'm in dirty air because the car will just slide, and if you touch one of these sausages, we all know what happens then.
Yeah. Any particular places, or just kind of everywhere in the
mostly the fast left-hander under the bridge. I was always a bit nervous through there, behind people.
Yeah, turn 5 or 6, I think.
Before the corkscrew, that
turn 6, yeah. Because that's you just got to dab the brakes through there. That's not a...
Yeah, you got to dab it and turn it in at the right time. If you're a bit too early or a bit too late, you could be off. So I just struggled through there when I was sitting behind some of the slower guys. I almost ran into Fly, I think.
Yeah, we saw that. We didn't see you nearly run into him, but I think we noticed... Nigel was keeping an eye on the lap times tonight, and he did notice your lap time had dropped a little bit on that particular lap behind Fly. So that all makes sense now. Yeah. Well, mate.
After that, I was real nervous.
Yeah. Well, you managed to get home P2, so it was a phenomenal effort for you. But your season's just been insanely good this season.
It's been a good one,
mate. It's been a bit more than good. You took home the first 4 rounds, the first 4 races you won. You came home 6th in the reverse race, the reverse grid race at Snetterton, and then you took home 3rd at the Nürburgring. You took home 3rd at Alton Park. You took home 2nd at Monza, and you took home 2nd at Laguna Seca. You haven't stepped foot off the podium except by one time at Snetterton. That was a reverse grid. And you almost did it there as well. So you've had just an insanely good season. You've been, Nigel was mentioning it, that both you and River have been, so close together all season. And I think you've really pushed each other. But you've been just that little step above with your consistent performances. So an awesome season so far, mate. Well done. And
thanks, Nick. Thanks for the kind words.
No worries. And they're very well earned, mate. You've shown us, the class that you are. So. One more race to go, mate. Imola, we'll see if you can
one more race.
See if you can get win number 5 for the season.
Hopefully.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Well done, dude.
Thanks, Vic.
Cheers. Good night.
Thank you. All right.
Good stuff, Nick. There you go. We're expanding the show, and hopefully all the fans at home enjoyed hearing from the podiums. But how about you, dude? How do you feel? What are your final thoughts?
Well, for me, it was actually really nice to speak to some of these guys post-race. I really enjoyed that aspect of it as well, and so it was great to hear from them. Race for me, it was a little bit slow going for my liking in the beginning, but that's just my preference. But overall, it was another cracking round. It was, some different strategies. It was interesting to hear from Vic there because we saw 4 drivers pit on lap 1. No, 5 drivers pit on lap 1. And if we're talking about running in the dirty air, and depending on what setup you've got and which car, it would be interesting to see if anyone takes any notice of that next week. But I think Monza, the early pit stop was the strategy. I think here it's around about that lap sort of 14, 15 to 18 is probably the spot on strategy that will work best. So we'll have to keep an eye on it for next week. But what did you think, Nige?
Yeah, look, shorter track, much shorter lap times. You're always going to have that situation of getting caught up behind guys, especially when the field really did get spread out tonight. I think a lot more than what we've seen, and so it means that even if you're in the lead, it's there's a good chance that you're going to come up onto traffic, and so you just have to stay calm, not get flustered if you lose a few seconds behind another car, and just keep calm and keep it together. Yeah.
No, I think it's I think the thing that I took away from those interviews most insightful was dirty air around here. It's a pretty tight little track. It's non-stop. So we're going to do it all again next week, mate. We've got the Pro-Am race. We've got Footner and Burrow Dog. Not Burrow Dog. We've got cart number 1. No, cart dude. Sorry, cart dude. Get it right, Nick. It's 10 o'clock, all right? It's late. It's nearly my bedtime. But we're going to do it all again. So same bat place, same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, though, thank you everyone for joining us. We got 11 likes tonight, Nige. That's not too bad, is it?
There you go, dude. On the way up.
Thanks for everyone for watching, participating in the chat. I know we didn't get to it too much tonight, but we do appreciate it. So thank you so much. In the meantime, though, we'll see you again next week. But please take care of yourself, look after each other, and we'll see you then.